Hi my lovely ones, I'm back today with another vlog. I hope you're all doing well. But yes, I just thought I would vlog today for you all. But before we get into the vlog, I have some new Farfetch pieces to show you, which I am so excited about. So thank you Farfetch for sponsoring this part of the video. You will know I worked with them a few weeks ago. Yes, they are a website that incorporates loads of luxury and high-end brands, and they're a bit different from some of the other websites that do similar things because they collate stock from boutiques around the world in over 50 countries around the world, which means that you can support small businesses through shopping with Farfetch, which is fantastic. We love that because that is definitely needed in the current climate. They also have a section of the website dedicated to what they call positively conscious brands. So those are ethical fashion brands. So if you do want to be you know, a conscientious shopper, then it's definitely worth checking that out. And as we're coming up to Christmas, things are gonna sell out and yes, go out of stock basically. But what I found with Farfetch, which I absolutely love, is because they have this huge range from boutiques across the world, is that they often have things in stock that other websites have already run out of. So if you are stuck and you are looking for something, it's worth checking Farfetch always. That can be a little bit overwhelming because there's loads of stuff, but one thing I really love about the website also is that it kind of tailors it to you a little bit, so it notices when you like particular brands. If you start adding things to your wish list, if you even start purchasing things, they're going to make a little list of brands that you particularly like and help you see their stuff first, which I find really useful because I do end up trawling through a lot of stuff often on other websites that just doesn't particularly interest me or isn't suited to me. So I love that as well. So that is Farfetch. Super proud to be working with them again, and I do have a code like I did last time. There will be terms and conditions which are down below, but the code is FF_sunbeams10. I will write it here, I will write it down below, and that will get you 10% off, which is very exciting. So that is that, and now I'll get into the pieces. This time around we're going even more wintry than we did last time. So I've got outerwear and boots. As you will all know, I have always had a lifelong love of outerwear. I feel like in a place like the UK where it is chilly more often than not, the thing people always see of you is your outerwear, and I actually like keeping my sort of base outfit quite chill and then styling it up with a really fun coat or jacket, or just a really nicely tailored coat or jacket, which is why I think I've been struggling a little bit with lockdown dressing, because the fun part of dressing for me is always what goes on top. But seeing as we're all probably going to be spending a little bit more time outside this year, seeing friends and family, and just getting the walks in and making sure we are leaving the house, I actually think outerwear is still an essential part of the wardrobe this year. So yes, I'm very excited. Outerwear is my favourite, and boots are my favourite as well. Let's start with the boots. So I'm so excited about these. So this is not an unboxing because I got too excited when the packages arrived a couple of weeks ago and I could not wait to show you them before I wore them. So I have been wearing these pieces and I love them all. So first up we have this pair of boots. I have been wanting a kind of Victoriana pair of boots for a little while. They're obviously back in fashion, and these are from Aid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and they are absolutely gorgeous. The quality is beautiful. The shape is just really elegant. They're just cut so nicely. The lacing doesn't come all the way down to the toe like some Victoriana boots do, but I like that. I think it makes them a tad more wearable. And best of all, they have the zip down the back, which is going to help you get in and out of them and means you don't have to faff around with the laces. Something else I love about these is that I have relatively slim ankles, and I find that a lot of boots just gape at the ankle, which I don't love. It just annoys me. And what I like about these is that they do come nice and tight to the ankle. You could obviously unlace them a bit and make them a little bit bigger, but they have the capacity to slim right down at your ankle and at your calf. I am just in love with them. They've obviously got a bit of a square toe going on, and I'm a huge fan of these. I think they're so nice. They just look absolutely gorgeous on, as you will see. So I'm loving these. I feel like I will get wear out of those for years and years and years to come. And yeah, they're a pair of boots that I sort of didn't have in my wardrobe, was that kind of Victoriana look, that more laced up look. I have a lot of chunky boots, but fewer sort of delicate looking boots. I think especially in black. Okay, my loves, first up, boots. Just look at the shape of these boots. I am obsessed, completely obsessed. One thing I didn't mention actually is that these are really quite comfortable for heeled boots. Obviously they're not tall at all, but I have a pretty low tolerance for heeled boots, and I have done a bit of extended walking in these, and I haven't felt yet like the ball of my foot's gonna go. None of that. They are pretty comfortable indeed. Let me just do a little close up. Just look how beautiful they are. Yeah, obsessed. So these coats are going to be a little bit trickier to show you, but I will try them on for you as well. But this is a coat from MM6 Maison Margiela, and it is just this slightly longer than normal, like utility style-ish coat in a really beautiful cocoon shape. It comes oversized naturally. I've got this in extra small and it's still really oversized on me. In fact, Zach can wear this coat. It's so oversized, so definitely do not size up. But it's just so nice. It's one of those throw on over literally anything coats. And I actually had a short jacket quite similar to this, I guess utility style, not quite sure how to describe it, from Weekday. But what I love about this is that it takes it to the next level of being a little bit longer, makes it a little bit more elegant. You could wear it in the day and the evening, and it also, yes, means it's just a little bit better for cooler weather. But also what I love about this, as you can see, it's not very heavy at all. And to be honest, London is still pretty mild. Nothing compared to Edinburgh, where I used to live, as many of you will know. So what I love about this, I can wear a jumper underneath it, or I can layer and put kind of a relatively light layer on top, and I'll just be the right temperature. I won't be too hot. So yes, I do find that I need quite a lot of lighter coats like this in London, because it is not that cold yet. It probably will get a lot colder, but we're not there yet. So I've been wearing that consistently. Like I say, it's one of those that you just throw over anything. Next up we have the Maison Margiela coat. Just look at the shape of this beauty. I just love it. It is like my favourite shape, and it's just beautiful. So although it looks quite simple, it is just so nice, this jacket, so nicely cut. And like I said, one of those things you could so easily throw over anything at all and it would look lovely. So I am a huge fan of this one, and I think I'll get lots of wear out of it for years and years. However, on the opposite end of the scale, we have this massive monster of a coat. So this is from Stand Studio. Again, going to be tricky to show you. I'm holding it up like this, but it is this gorgeous, massive teddy bear coat in a sort of camel colour and a black colour in sort of a block pattern. And I love that because it means I can wear it with all black outfit and all brown outfits, and means that I can wear black boots with a brown outfit and not look weird. I just love the combination of brown and tan like that, because it's a combination I feel like I wear a lot, but it can go slightly wrong, so you need to be able to balance it properly. So I love that about this. Or you could wear a brown bag with a black outfit if you wore this, etc, etc. But also I love that it's still quite a neutral piece. Like I say, it's black, it's tan, these aren't outlandish colours, but it's still quite fun and quite, yeah, a bit of a statement nonetheless, which is the kind of piece that I love in my wardrobe. I want people to go, oh, that looks cool, but also be able to wear it every day, basically. So this is uber warm, so this is definitely for the coming months. I am going to wear it today though because I just really want to. But yes, it is so cozy, so warm. It's pretty long as well, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. And last but not least, look at this masterpiece. I'm obsessed. So yeah, this is the coat I'm going to wear today. In fact, this is the outfit I'm going to wear today. Just a little t-shirt dress, little polo neck underneath. Nice big coat, some boots. Just love it. I also think this is one of those coats that actually looks nice done up. It's rare on me that looks decent, but I think because this one is so big, it sort of skims me in the correct way so that it does look nice done up. You can see what I mean by it being sort of neutral, but a statement at the same time. And it is so cozy, so I'm obsessed. Yes, those are my 3 pieces from Farfetch. I hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget about my code FFSunbeams10 for 10% off your Farfetch order. Right, I'm going to try these bits on for you. And then I think we might have a little walk today, as you know, that is allowed. And to get a little bit of exercise, leave the house, and also do some reading. I'm behind again. Maybe, actually, we'll do November TBR today. I think that could be good, because I don't know, with a book video going up this week at some point, I hope, if it comes to you next week, I'm sorry, and all of that stuff, that we'll have time to do November TBR at a sensible hour. So let's do that today. Yes. Anyway. later now, went for a little walk as you saw, got a takeaway coffee and then wandered home. But it was nice to leave the house. But I'm going to do my November TBR now. I apologise for my makeup if it looks all over the place. I've just added a touch of foundation. But I just cried at a bunch of videos about dogs being rescued. My makeup may look a little bit messy because of that. Anyway, gonna share with you my November TBR. I think I'm gonna do a video doing wintry recommendations, and then I'm also going to do a December TBR at some point, whether that comes to you in a vlog or in a standalone video, I'm not sure yet. But yes, obviously I know that we are like 10 days into November already. Oops. Also, one of these days I will come to you from a more sophisticated place than my bedroom floor. but I only have one chair up here and it's in the study, and I actually much prefer filming in here, and I'm sure you all do too, because it's just a little bit brighter. So yes, one of these days I'll come to you from a more sophisticated place. Anyway, so first up, it hasn't got its cover on because I'm currently reading it, but it's A Peculiar Peril by Jeff Vandermeer. Talked to you about this in my October TBR, so I won't go into detail, but it was in my October TBR and has made it into my November TBR. These books are a real mix. They're mostly things I just want to finish before the end of the year, so I haven't thought too much about being wintry. There are a few more sort of wintry books in my December TBR, but this is a little bit more just trying to catch up a little bit with some books that I really want to get to before the end of the year, and this is one of them. Would have been more suited to October, however we are now in November and I really want to read it still. It's about a boy clearing out his grandfather's, or actually cataloguing the contents of his grandfather's mansion in the countryside, and in true Vandermeer fashion it is absolutely nuts. I'm actually not sure what to make of this. I'm about 100 pages in and it could go either way for me. At the moment it is like too weird, like everything is weird, like every sentence has to have something weird in it, which I generally tend to think he finds a balance with his weirdness, but it may be too much and too over the top in this book. However, in the last 20 to 30 pages or so, I've sort of found a bit more of a rhythm with it, so I don't know if that's a problem just with me, with how the book is set up, and hopefully we'll get into it a bit more as it goes on. But yes, at the moment it is supremely weird, even for Vandermeer. It's marketed as a young adult novel, however, I think it would be a kind of odd book to give someone, a young adult, out of context of the rest of Vandermeer's work. I feel like it's quite helpful actually to have a knowledge of Vandermeer before you come to this book. At least I'm finding that so far, because you sort of get his brand of weirdness. Otherwise I really think it would be like a step too far. So we'll see how we get on with that one. So in this TBR there are a few longer books, which is making me a bit nervous because, as I said in my last video, I am being a little bit of a bad reader at the moment. I'm being a slow reader, and actually there's nothing wrong with being a slow reader at all, and sometimes it can be rewarding and nice to read a bit more slowly. However, there's so many books that I want to get to before the end of the year that I don't particularly know why. It doesn't really matter, does it? But I don't know. I just do. I just want to round out 2020 with some really good books. So yes, I am trying to speed up a little bit, and I'm a little bit nervous about the big books. So I did put in some shorter books to try and balance out the heftier ones. Books that I imagine you could get through in like an afternoon. So anyway, I don't know whether this one will actually be short, but this is a copy of Goethe's Faust, Part 1. This is obviously a play, not a novel, and I want to reread The Master and the Margarita next month. I know I mentioned it in my October recommendations for October, and I kind of convinced myself that I wanted to reread it. In fact, I'm going to reread a few books next month, just because I feel like I need the comfort in my life, and I haven't reread a book that I pretty much know that I'm going to love for a while. So there are a few rereads on my list for next month. However, Master and the Margarita I'm very unfamiliar with because it has been a very, very long time since I last read it. Anyway, it is partly based on Faust, or it includes a lot of Faustian elements, so I wanted to read Goethe's Faust this month if I can. Goodness knows if that will actually happen. I think the first part of this is kind of more known to be the sort of better part. I have got part 2 as well, but I'm kind of going to prioritise reading part 1, I think. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but my mum studied German at university and she loves Goethe, loves him, and she said part 1 is kind of where all the good stuff is. So part 1 of Goethe's Faust. Hopefully we're going to get to that. I also love this copy, just look how gorgeous it is. Beautiful, beautiful. Unfortunately mine's been living on the floor and somehow has gained this, which hopefully will flatten back out. But I don't think I actually have read Marlowe's version of Faust either, but that might be worth doing at some point. We'll see. Right, moving on, we've got 2 Ursula Le Guins, one of which you have seen. I've showed you this incredible copy of the Dispossessed before. Yes, I mean, just look at it. I don't even know where to begin. It's so beautiful. Found this on eBay. It's an American copy. It's not the British release, and it is stunning. I'll put the ISBN to this down below, but I haven't seen anyone sell it since I bought this one. It's also got red pages. I just love it so much. So I'm going to try and read the Dispossessed, which I believe is the next in the Hainish cycle. The last one I read was Left Hand of Darkness, I think. So, and I think the Dispossessed is the next one. I hope so, because that's how I have organised this. And I've also got the word for world is forest. A bit of a tongue twister, this one. I really need to take these old library stickers off. I bought this via Avon Books, which helps people find old copies of books. And this, yeah, I kind of want to take the stickers off because you can't really see, but look at this hilarious police officer. And I think if we look at the image on the back, he's aiming a gun at some goblin-like creatures. I don't know, it's so vintage. It does need a bit of love, this. I feel like it needs a clean, and it needs all of its bits and bobs taken off, so I will do that. This is actually a novella, really. I think it looks like this won both the Hugo and the Nebula awards. Yeah, it's a teeny weeny thing, and I think it either comes before or after the Dispossessed, but I think these are adjacent in the Hainish cycle in publishing, if not in sort of chronology. Another sort of short book that I would really love to get to you before the end of the year is That Reminds Me by Derek Owusu. I believe this is a kind of semi-autobiographical novel, I think. So this is the story of Kay. Kay is sent into care before a year marks his birth. He grows up in fields and woods and is happy, he thinks. When Kay is 11, the city reclaims him. He returns to an unknown mother and a part-time father, trading the fields for flats and a community that is alien to him. Slowly he finds friends. Eventually he finds love. He learns how to navigate the city, but as he grows he begins to realise that he needs more than the city can provide. He is a man of pieces, pieces that are slowly breaking apart. So, Owusu is a writer, poet and podcaster from North London. His little author blurb says, I've heard really, really good things about this and I am looking forward to reading it. But yes, apparently it explores questions of identity, belonging, addiction, sexuality, violence, family and religion. It is a deeply moving and completely original work of literature from one of the brightest British writers of today. So That Reminds Me. Like I said, heard really good things about this. Okay, of course I have to finish reading the book along list, so these should be no surprise to you. We've got This Mournable Body by Tsitsi Dangarembga, which again I feel like I've talked to you about these books fairly recently, so I won't go into massive detail, but this being the final book in Dangarembga's trilogy about Tambudzai. So yes, I think she is a young woman now trying to find her way in the new Zimbabwe. Then we've got Who They Was by Gabriel Krauser. He is a British author, I believe. Yes. Grew up in London in a Polish family. Actually, I realised this didn't come, I don't think this had come by the time I'd filmed whichever video all of these Booker Prize books were in. So yes, I will quickly read you the blurb. But this is the story of a London you won't find in any guidebooks. This is the story about what it's like to exist in the moment, about boys too eager to become men, growing up in the hidden war zones of big cities, and the girls trying to make their own way. I'm intrigued by this one. And the final book along lister that I have not yet read is, of course, Mantell's The Mirror and the Light, which I'm very much looking forward to. Yes, her Cromwell trilogy has thus far been one of my favourite reading experiences of 2020. I love her, I have newfound love for her, and I am excited to read the concluding novel. But as you can see, it's an absolute tome. So again, hence why I'm trying to fit in some smaller books as well. Speaking of some of my favourite literary experiences this year, and not to ruin my favourite 2020 books video too much, but another of my favourite books I read this year was Lent by Jo Walton, and I got, among others, by her for my birthday this year, and haven't found the time or the reason to get to it yet, and I'm desperate to do so because I really want to read more of her work. This is very different from Lent, from what I have gathered. Just opened it and there's reference to Le Guin, so we love that. But anyway, it's about a young girl living in the Welsh valleys, and she's living, and her mother's using black magic, and I think there's some fairy tale-esque parts to it. Yes, very different from Lent, which is about a monk living in Florence in the 15th century, I think. But very interested in this nonetheless. Hoping to add Walton to my list of favourite authors because I loved Lent so much. And finally, of course, we have Gormenghast, which is also left over from my October TBR. Don't know how far I'll make it with this because it is 3 large books in itself, but we're going to give it a go. Like I said, I was really enjoying it. It was just taking me a while. But I do really want to finish it. So yes, we've got the Gormenghast trilogy, which again, I will not go too much into because I've talked about it a lot recently. So that is my November TBR. As you can see, I don't know whether it's a little bit too ambitious. It probably is, considering we are about a third of the way through November already. I would like to prioritise my reading a little bit again soon. Hopefully I will have the opportunity to do so. But yes, it was dark-ish and now it's got completely dark outside, so yes, sorry about the lighting, but I feel like I need a snack. So I will see you probably downstairs for a snack. It's a little bit later in the evening now. I had some chili con carne for dinner, which I scoffed and didn't show it to you. Also watched our first Christmas film of the season, which is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I have not watched it for a very long time, and what I was doing with Halloweeny films and also now with Christmas films is watching lots of ones I wouldn't usually watch, and then sort of mentally, well actually I've got an actual list, ticking them off whether I want to watch them every season or not, and then I can have a list of films that I definitely don't need to watch every year. Does that sound crazy? I don't know. We've all got a bit more time this year, so I thought, why not do that? So I'm not in focus, am I? Come on. So that's what we're doing, and yeah, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation starts off well, then it kind of goes downhill. So that one is on my no list. I don't know if this is going to be really controversial. So yes, and also we're not allowed to watch any Christmas films that we actually really love and enjoy until December. So I'm kind of like doing the C-list Christmas films at the minute, at least in terms of my own judgment. Oh, you can see my label is sticking out there because I'm wearing my dress back to front today. So it's plain on the front. I am gonna get ready for bed now. It's like 9 PM, but I'm tired. So we're gonna go to bed. So loves, this is me reclining on my bed. I'm ready for bed now. I reckon I might watch some Queen's Gambit before we go to sleep, which, as we all know, I'm pretty picky with my TV shows these days, particularly with dramas. But I'm actually really enjoying it. I really didn't want to watch it or fancy watching a show about a chess player particularly. Not that I don't think that could be interesting, but I just wasn't really in the mood. But there was nothing to watch, so we put it on, and yes, it's very enjoyable, very well acted, very emotive, what's the word? I feel like it draws you in very quickly, so enjoying that, and we're going to watch that probably and head to sleep. So thank you all for watching today, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon for a book video, I hope. Bye!